Hey guys.
What's up, brother?
How are you?
You brought some cameramen.
I did, yeah, a couple. You're gonna be in the vlog, so.
Are these guys? Is this like your crew that works on Star Wars Theory?
Well, just for the vlogs to, bring everyone online along and edit everything. So we got Sham, who's always doing the nice, pretty edits, and then we got Matt, who's filming all the interactions and everything, and getting everything going for you guys. So.
Okay, cool. So let's go. This is the first time we met. So
Yeah.
you thought I was somebody else.
I thought it was someone else.
Who did you think I was?
It's some other guy. some other dude who just likes to roast me, and I'm like, well.
Well, we're gonna get to that later.
Interviewed, but yeah.
So what is your earliest connection to Star Wars? How did you get into it? Because you, I mean, obviously you guys are in the room, you know who he is, and you have a great YouTube channel that
Thank you.
that I have to admit I did not watch very much of, and I did see it.
fine.
I've seen you do interviews and discussions about new Star Wars stuff, and I hope you don't mind me saying this. I didn't know the whole theory concept until I saw it, and the Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And the Qui-Gons and all this,
Yeah.
like what could have happened? I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
So I watched like 6 hours about it, and then I hope you also don't mind me saying this, because of scheduling, we thought maybe we weren't going to do this interview.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, shit, now I like the guy. And I want to, excuse my language.
I'm glad we're here, so, yeah. I can't really see anybody. But.
So anyway, so the question I was asking was, what was your earliest introduction to Star Wars as a kid?
5 or 6 years old, my dad, both my parents, they were just really into movies, and I loved movies at the time as well. And they told me of this space movie about Star Wars. And you're a kid, you don't really know what it's about. It sounds interesting. And I just remember seeing this VHS. It was a golden VHS, and it had all three in there. And the rest was history. I watched it, and I was just, like all of us, in love.
Were you born in 1989?
1990.
Okay. You said 6. You said Gold Series. I'm like, okay, that's 96, 95. All right.
Yeah, when I was 6 years old, yeah, so about 1995, 1996.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got that set in my house though.
Yeah.
I don't have a VHS player. I can't watch it anymore, but it's there on the shelf.
I really want to make a room that's just 90s themed, that has like a VHS, tube TV, and all that stuff. That would be pretty fun.
Okay, well, my house is pretty 90s, to be honest. But so when you started getting into Star Wars as a kid, you the toys, the movies, and did you have a favorite character as a kid?
Darth Vader.
Me too. Right.
Yeah.
Is he still your favorite? It's
okay. I think the guy who I want to be is Qui-Gon, but I think the guy that I probably ended up most being like was Anakin.
All right. Vader's always been my favorite, and my favorite good guy character is Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
I think Qui-Gon is a great character, underused, and I'm hoping to see him again, maybe in future Kenobi stuff, or he's a little bit.
If they do it right, yeah.
If they do it, you're not a big fan of Kenobi?
You know what? No, not really.
All right.
That's a lot of you guys. Yeah, I like seeing the cameos. I mean, who doesn't want to see Hayden and Ewan together again?
Sure, and then of course there was the Clone Trooper by Tim. Tim Morrison.
2 seconds, yeah. But
actually, you're right.
The original script for that was insane for the 3 movies. I got to interview Stuart Beattie, who was actually the original writer of the films.
And Kenobi films that they were gonna do.
Yeah. And
let's talk. What do you got?
Well, dude, and then they got rid of him essentially, and then they brought on Joby Harold and Deborah Chow, and they just took some elements of his script and just gave us what we got in the show.
What I didn't like about it was clearly the fans didn't like the idea of Luke being a coward, hiding, and going away from the Force. We all didn't like that. I'd say 80% of my friends who were Star Wars fans didn't like that, and they said, you know what, let's do it again with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, literally.
Like, you totally lost it. You totally lost it on that.
Yeah, well, they had a great possibility with the scripts of Rex was supposed to be watching over Luke, and Obi-Wan was supposed to go away, and then the fight scene with, it was going to be really good.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it would have made, if Obi-Wan would ever go away, which I don't think he should have, that would probably be the only possibility, I think, if Rex would come there.
Well,
sorry, Cody. Cody was supposed to come there.
Cody, okay, yeah, you're right. Cody, that makes more sense. You said Rex, and I was thinking, they all look alike, that's not racist. They actually do look alike.
They do look alike a little bit.
I spoke with
Star Wars Theory gets canceled, racist.
I've interviewed Ewan, and I've spoken with him before, and he had a great idea about Kenobi would be similar, this is years before the Kenobi show, that Kenobi would go out setting fires across the galaxy. to get the Empire's attention, to keep them away from Tatooine. You know, because he figured that Vader would know Kenobi's still alive and be looking for him. The last thing he wants him to do is to come to Tatooine looking for him. So he'd go to like Coruscant, or he'd go to Alderaan, before it blew up, obviously. Spoiler alert. And I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
Was that Ewan's theory, or that was what they were going to do?
Theory, I like how you, oh, you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just, he was just thinking that that's probably what would have happened.
Huh.
And then,
maybe the beacons.
And then I thought it was okay. I do get it. So, all right, we'll just go right through them. What about Book of Boba Fett? 'Cause that was fucking terrible.
Horrible.
Are there any kids here? Oh, there are. Good, great. Go on.
Nah, it's fine. I swear all the time in my streams. No, I thought it was horrible. What they did with Boba was they just completely changed the story. And it's like what they're doing with all the shows now. They're taking the main characters and they're making them side characters. Mando season 3, Boba. It just doesn't make sense anymore. It's like Fennec Shand had to do everything. Boba was like, I remember when Black Chrysanthemum was in there, and then whoever it was, and then Boba comes out in his robe. He's like, what's going on?
Well, my favorite part was that you know, you experienced as a kid too, and I did as well. Boba Fett came out when I was like, I don't know, I was like 8. Yeah. And he's this mysterious, lethal assassin. Yeah. And then you're going to see a TV show with him. Oh, wow, great. What's it like? Well, he's talking about water rights and water and work safety. And I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah. The first episode hooked me. I was into it. I was like, okay, he gets out of the Sarlacc pit. This is awesome. And then it just went down.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. I did like Kenobi. I did like Andor, and I hear you didn't like Andor.
You know what? I liked Andor season 1 was okay, but I felt there were some things that just weren't very Star Wars. Bricks and screws, mainly.
Bricks and that
that thing. So at the time I was doing a lot of the art stuff for Vader Episode 2, and I was talking to the guy who took care of Ralph McQuarrie's artwork, Paul Baby.
It's a good friend of mine. I bought it over.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
We could be buddies now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he stayed at my place in London at that celebration.
Oh, sick.
We rented a house, and he needed a place because he lives outside of London.
Oh wow.
He's like, can I crash at your place? I'm like, Paul Bateman, of course you can.
Yeah.
You're friends with Theory. Of course you can.
Yeah. It's like, well, and he was telling me how everything is supposed to look like it's from a different galaxy. And so when I was watching it, he was talking about that scene, like that, there weren't supposed to be Phillips head screws or bricks that just look like it's from some, any construction site. And so I was just in that mindset. I said that, and it blew up, and then the fandom kind of got really mad about it.
If you don't mind, we can discuss that a little bit.
Whatever you like.
I think from an outsider, do you guys all watch Star Wars Theory?
Oh yeah.
So I apologize, I did not get into it till recently. So all I knew was the controversy, and that's what everyone talks about that.
Yeah.
And not about what we do. I think I saw the one you did on Qui-Gon Jinn, and I almost had freaking tears in my eyes. It was great, and it was the Vader one. There's a second part coming out soon or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a few months.
And but anyways, we'll get to that. But I just then I started looking into, as preparation for this panel, what happened, what's going on, and I guess you were in the room when somebody said something negative about Star Wars, and you agreed with it or whatever, and it's just like, oh, now he's a Nazi, and it's just. I think it was about women. I think it was about women liking Star Wars, something like that. And I just.
Oh my God, no, that was so ridiculous. I did an interview with Sadia Khan for a different channel I have. It was like an interviewing channel, like a talking channel. And she went off about something about Star Wars, and she said women don't even like Star Wars. And then it turned into me saying women don't belong in Star Wars.
Right, they twisted it. They twisted something somebody else said and said you said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I just
said. And they just kept spreading that, and I'm like, I never said this.
Okay. So it's all BS. You're a nice guy. I like. You're friends with Paul Bateman, so there we go.
There you go. Yeah.
But I mean, it's just I mean, there are more men that like Star Wars, obviously.
Well,
there are more women that like Star Wars.
Of course, there are way more men. I mean, that was in Bob Iger's book that he wrote when he was looking to buy Star Wars and acquire it. He noticed that there were about, I think it was 94% male fan base. But, I mean, my mother also got me into Star Wars, so it's a bizarre statement that people like to make about me, but that's the internet.
Yeah, I made a statement similar to that about Star Wars fans are mostly men.
Yeah.
And then I was told that I was wrong, and I was actually, my company's name is Norse Legion, and I was called Nazi Legion.
Oh, nice.
And then I took a screenshot of Lucasfilm's picture of the floor
Yeah.
at Celebration when they announced the title of, what's the movie I hate? The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
When they announced that, they had the audience, and the audience had 480 people in front of the live stage, and I went and counted every single one of them. It was 410 men and 70 women. And it was like, that's my point. That's celebration. That's right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, not still, that could be off still. But it's just, I'm just saying, from that point of view, you can make that argument. And
Well,
it's not to call somebody bad or
Well, no,
racist.
we're living in a world where if you say something, then you all of a sudden, they just spin it, throw it in a different direction. It's like, you know, if you don't like The Acolyte, then you're racist. If you don't like the sequel trilogy, you're sexist.
The Acolyte was something different. We were talking about things we didn't like, and
Yeah.
that was absolutely terrible.
It was the worst thing I've ever had to witness.
They had a lightsaber fight in the woods. That was kind of fun to watch. But you got buddies. They're hidden backstage right
We
now.
got the maker of the lightsaber destroyed over there, so.
And then what I'm saying, and you got a.
Yeah.
There's a Darth Maul back there that looks fantastic. Can we bring him out here? Can we bring? We should bring him out at supper time or something like that. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He even looks like Ray.
I know.
It's not just
like a young version.
Like a young version?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ray
Yeah.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
But was he supposed to come out at a special time? Because as soon as I said come on out, he shook his head. He looks really mad. Look at him. Look how mad he is.
It's like a master and apprentice thing. He just follows me around. You know.
Is this one of your sabers that you have?
Bodyguard. Yeah. Yeah.
Can he maybe turn it on and hit that kid right there?
Who am I hitting with?
You can just play with it. How good is it?
I don't know. If you're like the Acolyte.
How come we getting tackled? What happened?
No. No one yet. Nobody spoke up. So.
Kenobi, he's right there.
Thanks, man. Was he supposed to come out? What? So this is one of your sabers, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this has got a nice heft to it.
Oh, dude, you should feel some of the other ones. Super heavy.
You got a Darth Vader one?
You got everything?
Yeah, I love Darth Vader. That's what I can't really do because you do that. You can see me better than that.
What kind of guys wanting lightsaber companies even remotely close to what their agreements take?
Now, are you with the saber company or?
Yeah,
Is there-
yeah,
is
one of
there-
our ambassadors, yeah.
You're one of the ambassadors?
Yeah.
Join us.
Yeah.
We're all ambassadors.
Was that your Peter Senators invitation?
It's one of those things that after seeing all the lightsaber companies, there's so many, but seeing a guy that
Maul,
loves
closer.
seeing a guy that loves it as much as Theory does, and as much as he gives back to the fans, was one of those things where it's like he's not just selling lightsabers, like, oh hey, look, it's a lightsaber company, buy one. It's no, this is for the fans, by the fans, and it's like absolutely,
So,
absolute quality. And it's one of those things that I don't have to speak for it. Random person, go for it. Go for it. I'm not gonna be that guy that's like, oh look, it's no. It speaks for itself. They sell themselves. It's not about selling a lightsaber. It's about giving a person their childhood and not hanging up on a wall because certain companies don't make them to where you can actually do stuff with them. Theory sabers, you can duel with them. You damage them. He's got them back. Like obviously.
you can keep it.
But
No, I'm kidding.
You got another one.
I actually come with the lightsaber. It's an attachment. There's some claws.
How,
Yeah, there's a clause.
just one last question for you. How long does it take? How long does it take to put that on?
So from the neck up, when I do the Phantom Menace, which is this one, it takes 6 to 8 hours. When I do the Clone Wars or the Solo look from the Solo movie, it takes about 8 to 10 hours. I don't have a stencil. I don't have a backup artist. This is all freehand.
You don't have an artist that does it. You do it yourself.
This particular outfit, the only thing on that's not homemade are the boots and the gloves. Every outfit from this one, all the way from the horns down to the Clone Wars boots are homemade, 3D printed, hand painted by me.
Okay, cool. All right, leave. I'm just kidding. So anyway, you were saying, so the, actually, yeah, you don't talk about it. It had a cool lightsaber fight for a couple minutes, has one or two jokes in funny or whatever, the back of Yoda's head, and that's it.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And these lights are so bright.
I know, right? Yeah.
It's yeah, it's a thing.
I'm used to it though, so.
Ooh.
I'm
I know, usually, this is my 7th year hosting at this show.
Really?
And they've never had lights. They tell me these lights were here all year.
It's the next level. Yeah.
So they're definitely next
Pretty
level.
bright.
But, so anyway, so the Vader thing, let's talk about that. You got
Sure.
What do you guys, what's coming up?
So
you
it's
got part 1.
Part 1's done,
Right.
and then we're doing part 2, and then part 3 is going to come in 2026. Part 2 should be out in the fall, and the third one's going to be the choreographies for it's going to be done by Nick Gillard.
Woo!
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
He's great. I've never met him. What's he like?
Dude, he is the most real guy you'll ever meet in your life.
Okay.
Doesn't give 2 shits about anything. Like, he will say anything, and it's just uncancelable.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the record, he swore, so now it's okay to.
Oh yeah. No.
So the only time I have a rule, I don't swear at panels unless I do Sons of Anarchy.
No, you dropped the F-bomb. I'm not going that far, but
You didn't have to say that, but
That's-
I was hoping you forgot that I did that.
that's fucking crazy, dude.
So now I have to hear it from my bosses here.
No, there you go. You're fine.
But I understand you've got some new stuff coming out that you want to talk about, and we have somebody back on the stage that might want to come out and for a minute.
Yeah. We do.
Is he coming?
He's coming.
He's coming out of the darkness. I can see him. Somebody's coming. Somebody's coming. Like the original lighting designer Roger Christian from Star Wars and New Hope and a bunch of other Star Wars things. So what do you guys? You guys are cooking up. So I mentioned to somebody last night in passing about you two working together, and apparently it's a big secret. And luckily the people I mentioned it to already knew it was a big secret and told me not to tell anybody. And then he mentioned it as
Apparently he mentioned it, yeah.
He mentioned it as panel, not me.
I had people coming up to me like, so you're making a Vader one? And I was like, yeah.
We met, and then actually we met over you and I, because you got a
Years ago.
And I saw that I had a macular hole, and I had
Yeah.
to go through the whole process, and I saw him in the car on one of his videos.
Yeah.
I couldn't see him pain like this, so I
Yeah.
made contact and said, listen, this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
Take gluten, you've got to do this, do that.
Yeah.
All of that. That's how we met.
Well, before that, I interviewed you with my friend Mark, 2018?
Yes. Yes.
17, 2018,
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. way
So,
back
so,
when.
so for those of you who don't know or didn't go to our awesome panel this morning, or at 12, Roger works on pre-production for Star Wars A New Hope all the way through the original trilogy, second unit directing, then he also works with Phantom Menace, just for anybody who did not know, but from the applause you got when you walked out here, I think most of them know who you are.
True.
But, so you guys have met and you guys are working together on some kind of...
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah, Neil suggested then that we should do something, and so we thought the original lightsaber.
Yeah, the
very
first one.
which we did. Oh, there it
Was
is.
it, oh,
That's number
20, I think.
20.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
that's
keep
what it
track
is.
of these.
Yeah.
He's got them.
Yeah.
And so the fans seem to embrace it. And then,
Yeah, it took a long time.
yeah.
Roger is extremely meticulous with how he wants it, as he should be. There were so many different designs, and he was like, "You need to change this, you need to change that," and we did that. And, thanks
It's
to
beautifully made. I
shout out
mean,
to James at TXQ for
Yeah.
making such an amazing piece. And,
Well, it's also,
did you sign that? Is it signed?
Yeah, it's signed.
yeah,
Which one have you signed it?
It's because of me, because he's a true fan, and he's the voice of Star Wars to me now, for what everybody wants, and why these they're so beautifully made always, and you take so much care over them, so you act like me. And then he was talking about, is there anything else? And so I told him a story when the first movie, I had to make the 3, and we had no money, and I had to find objects. So Darth Vader's, we found the MPP, which had a black end, and it looked different to, because I was very careful to match the characters, and I thought that's okay, and it worked. When I went on to Return of the Jedi as a second unit director, they were already shooting. George was doing second unit, and then he wanted to be more time with the first unit and asked if I would come and take over. I noticed that Darth Vader had Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber with one tiny modification on it, and I thought, why did that happen? How did this come about? And I then learned that this saber that he'd used on Empire, they'd lost. And so the set decorator who took over from me was not a science fiction fan and should never have been doing it, quite honestly. But so he thought, well, what can we do? I heard today another story that they saw the rehearsal that was going on, and they were using Obi-Wan's for the rehearsal. So we just gave him that. And he's the most iconic villain in the history of cinema. And the look and everything, and I always thought he deserves a lightsaber that is iconic like him, that should be not. So this has come about. So then I came up with a design, because I'm a fan, so I did it like I would want to have one. And that now will be released very soon.
Yeah. We should probably do pre-orders in June.
Yeah.
And that'll be Roger's version of Vader's.
And it's beautiful.
And this is the first time this is being announced.
It's the first time it'll ever be seen. It's the first time it's being announced, really, yeah.
Can we see it today?
No.
All right, you're gonna be like that. Can we see it tomorrow?
We don't have it.
We have photos.
We might
We have
get
photos.
photo. Yeah.
We have photos.
Okay, we're just gonna end it
So
with that.
we're very shortly getting.
If they go to your booth, can they see it?
We're gonna
We'll
get
see.
the first actual one. They
Yeah.
said on the 30th of this month.
Okay, let me answer
Yeah.
this with it. Can I come by and see it?
You can see it, yeah.
Okay, cool, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we want to do like the big unveil and just post it when it's ready and then send the emails out. It's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty special.
See, the story, I think, if I had been doing it, I'm not being egocentric, but if I had been doing it, and he then at that point, okay, we're seeing him now, they've lost the lightsaber. My train of thought was, when he got that whole suit on and become Darth Vader, the first thing he should have done is gone to find his crystal. And he went and found a black crystal that had red veins in it. And it chose him. And then my thinking was, well, he should then go to the old abandoned Sith temple and create his lightsaber.
And you thought about this way back in '77?
No, then I was so consumed with trying
Oh,
to get through
fair
my
enough,
days
right.
of trying to get everything to George that we didn't have time to think. No, this was after Return of the Jedi, and then I was thinking about it then, and then I thought, well, I got to let this go because that's how it's going. But when Nia suggested, is there something else you'd like to see, really, from?
Well, because we did the first one, and they sold out within 3 hours, and we only did a couple hundred. And people were like, "Are you making any more?" And we were like, "Well, no, that's it." And so I asked Roger, I'm like, "Well, do you have other ideas? Do you have other sketches? Do you have other plans of other sabers that you wanted to do, but it didn't actually come in the film?" And he said, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, well, what are they?" Well, here we are.
And then I get to see a picture of it later. But
You will see a picture when
When
we
will
get
the
it.
public get to see a picture of it?
On this,
If pre-sales start in June, you gotta do
I
it at
think,
least
yeah, 3 weeks or so, 3-4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks, okay.
Yeah, 4 weeks maximum. I think we should be ready to go. in
And the
3
best
weeks.
place to see that would be on your YouTube channel, on your website?
Probably the website and the Instagram.
yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube channel probably.
Yeah, we have a big mailing list, so probably send out an email to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's,
Now, will this be a large selling thing? We have hundreds of them, we can,
no, I think we'll do anywhere between 300 to 500
in some of the stores and they said, you're Darth Vader.
It's in the saber community. It's a big. It's
People
yeah. It's,
will want it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's, when you go to a lot of conventions, there's like 5 or 6 people selling, 5 or 6 booths
Yeah.
selling sabers.
Yeah.
And they're all of different qualities. Some are good, some are. Yours are great. I was by your booth last night.
Thanks,
You
man.
guys were setting up. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I might have to get one or two.
Well, this will be the only one in the world. And this will be the first time you get to see Rogers. Like the man who created the first lightsaber ever. You're going to see his version of what Vader's would have been like. And that's, as a fan, I think that's pretty insane. So.
It's cool and it's fun for me. You imagine I'm going back to what I love doing.
Yeah.
So it's just really.
Yeah.
We were talking about our show, some of the stuff the theories and stuff like that, and it just seemed like a great time for you to come out. So Roger, I know you got to go back, but I want to thank you for coming, and we're going to finish talking about some of your theory things. But
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roger Christian. He's great. We had to talk about an hour a day.
Yeah.
At like 12, and it was just, I could talk for 3 hours.
Forever.
And,
Yeah.
and he's a great guy.
So many stories. It's wild to be able to talk to someone who like was part of all that back then. And before Star Wars was even famous, you know, that's rare.
He was the 3rd person hired by Lucasfilm to start this.
Well, George just endorsed his book. He wrote a prologue a few months ago.
Which he doesn't do very often.
No.
But I wanted to, and I'd like to get to the audience.
Absolutely,
In a couple minutes, but before we, so get that in your head if you guys have some questions. You know, Longwater's going to be around with his microphone. But I just wanted to know what kind of, do you have some ideas in the future of what you want to do? What kind of theories you want to create, and what kind of things you might want to tackle? Or do you want to give it away? Is that the problem? Is that part of the recipe?
I'm an open book, man. I'm not really, I'm not like Disney where I'm like, you can't talk about it. No, it's like, no, dude. I really want to continue the channel. Obviously, really love that. It's really fun for me. It's enjoyable, and community, talking to you guys is like what makes it all worth it for me. I really want to take Theory Savers as far as I can take it. You know, making stuff with Roger and our own stuff, and Nick Gillard, and more. And from there, I also want to do. I'm writing my own book, a comic book. So I'm very excited for that too, because that's like my own universe. Yeah.
Is the comic book Star Wars related, or is it
No.
your own universe?
It's my own universe, yeah. So it's essentially it's Star Wars meets Harry Potter meets Marvel, DC, Invincible, and Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
All in one. Yeah.
Can you give us a little tidbit of it, or like what
Um,
a character name? Or
No,
planet?
I haven't talked about it at all because it's.
Okay, you want to keep it.
I think it's pretty unique, and the moment I say something, it's not unique anymore. So I'm just gonna take it. So,
What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Revenge of the Sith.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see it last week?
I didn't. No, I watched it in my basement. I had a projector and I just watched it in there.
No, we all went out and watched it. I got the mug. I just was drinking earlier.
How was it? Was it?
How was it?
Like, what was the experience like? Was it like the same as back in 2005, or were people just yelling memes and stuff?
No, because most of the crowd were old people like me, like 50-year-olds.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess it wasn't crazy yelling and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So you
I thought it was going to be like Minecraft, because did you hear about that? There was like some chicken run
I
thing.
don't know what Minecraft was. Again, I'm 50.
Yeah, but yeah. So okay, good.
And but
You can stop.
I got a really cool Darth Vader mug, and I was
Yeah.
drinking out of it today. I left it at my booth.
Oh, cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
But no, it's just kind of cool. Anytime Star Wars comes to the theater, I go see it.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of the back of the day. And it's New Hope's going to come out.
You know
in 2
what?
years.
I wanted my memory to be what it was when I went with my dad in 2005. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I want that to be the only one I had. The only memory in the theaters.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. I have not seen Revenge of the Sith in theaters since 2005.
Yeah.
I saw it at a little theater in Connecticut. Yeah, it was the last time.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Good. What's your I'm gonna say this. What's your favorite of the Disney era? Do you have anything in Disney era that you like?
Movies?
Yeah, or anything. Movies, TV
Probably
shows.
Rogue One.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the consensus.
Yeah.
I'd say the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian
Oh, dude. Yeah.
were great. Rogue One
Yeah.
were great. My favorite thing of the Disney era is Tales of the Jedi,
I was just gonna say.
and that was just perfect. Did you guys all see that, Tales of the Jedi?
Yes.
It was
Did you
fantastic.
see the one that just came out? Tales of the
It
Underworld.
was okay.
Yeah,
It was alright.
I like that one. I
It was
like,
not bad. It was
I like,
not bad.
I like Cat Bane's arc.
Yes.
Cad Bane's was
Yes.
good.
Dude,
And then, Sons of Adventures. I'm really against this whole idea of people coming back after they're dead.
I don't.
Because it lessens it, so when someone dies, you're like, oh,
It
maybe
really
they're dead.
is, yeah. I was excited when they announced 9, because I was like, 8, what the hell am I gonna do with 8? And then they're like, okay, Palpatine's coming back. I'm like, okay, at least someone cool, at least someone we know. But that just, honestly, after the rose-colored glasses came off, I was like, this is, why would, no. This is-
You know, one thing I don't like about the new Star Wars stuff is is someone gets killed or stabbed with a lightsaber and they survive. And it's like, and we had one character, Reva, was stabbed twice by Darth Vader with a lightsaber and
Once
survived.
as a child, which means the hole would have been like huge.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so she stabbed the Inquisitor and he survived, the Grand Inquisitor. He survived. And then Vader stabbed her and goes, haha, he survived. He tricked you. And then she did the same exact thing.
Twice.
This is the second time
Literally.
she survived.
Yeah.
And that was, yeah.
Can you imagine that level of writing? It's like, Vader stabs her once, survives, Vader stabs her again, survives.
Yeah, and so somebody thought that was a good idea.
I
Yeah, I don't. But I did like the Cad Bane arc.
Yeah.
That was good. Did you see Tales of the Empire?
I didn't like it.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I promised questions from the audience. So Longwater, are you around? Who's got questions? Oh, we got shy people. Look at them. They look like an oil painting. An oil painting of shy people.
We
There
got,
go.
we got somebody who's not shy in the group. Coming around. Stand up, please. Yes. Oh,
All right. So obviously, Vader: Shards of the Past episode 1 was awesome, very well received, very cool. We're super excited to see episode 2, what you got in store. But are there any other Star Wars characters you think you would do a fan film on?
Palps.
Palpatine.
Yeah. So once that's done, God willing, Theory Sabers continues to keep expanding. I really would like to make a Palpatine movie, fan film. Just in the same style of quality as Vader. I think that would be sweet.
Excellent. Would it be you gonna like do his whole life or?
No, I would adapt the books and the comics.
Yeah.
But namely the one by James Luceno.
Yeah, he's a beast. I love Palpatine. Got another one there, Longwater? Anybody? Glenn Nelson, you sat there and talked about reading Star Wars theory your whole life, and now you're not going to ask a question? There we go.
Well,
He's a big fan of yours.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'm a musician, and I'm performing here tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I write Star Wars music. I met you briefly.
Yeah, yeah.
And would you ever consider having theme music on your show, which I noticed you don't have a lot of intro music? Would you ever consider doing that? Or, more importantly, would you like me to write it for you?
What was to have your music on my show?
Yeah, or I'm a composer as well. So,
I think he's asking, do you have,
would you
you want theme music to your show?
Music on your YouTube channel, like intro music. Would
Yeah,
ever
I've been
consider-
looking for music for my show with Dash and Wave. I think that would be something I want, like intro music, to the podcast. So yeah, yeah.
If you want that, let's talk later. I can.
Yeah, thanks for turning this into a commercial.
it's good music. I heard it. It's good.
Thanks. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Any other questions in the audience?
Do you have a favorite streaming moment over the years? The one that comes to your head?
A favorite moment?
Yeah, like streaming, like a great memory.
Oh, streaming?
Yeah.
Fat
like,
Mace.
Fat Mace?
Fat
Fat
Bro, Fat Mace.
Mine was when you're doing your theory with Josh, and the guy had the profile picture.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you didn't get it in a video went viral.
Yeah.
I think it's the funniest moment of
Dude,
all time.
yeah. Because sometimes when I'm reading the super chats, I'm just reading the names, and then I just read the comment, and I don't see the photo because it's just took me a while. Don't know how I missed that.
Hey, how's it going, Neil?
Hey, man.
So you mentioned that you were potentially going to move to the States. Is that still a thing? And
Yeah.
where in Texas is it gonna be?
It was between Texas and Florida, but I think, it's most likely looking like Miami now.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I gotta ask, where do you live?
Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, you're Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be like a second home. We have our warehouse in Florida for Theory Savers, so a lot of our boys are down there. I love Florida, so.
We got Disney. You know, like,
You know what? Disney parks are actually really good. I enjoy those parks. They're fun. But I'm always at Universal Studios. I would say that's like where I like to spend my time.
I have not gone to Universal Studios. I was going to Disney. I go to make another show down in Orlando a lot. So every year we go to Disney. I stay on Disney property.
Yeah.
At Shades of Green, which is a great place.
You know what? I went to when we were at MegaCon. I took the whole team to Disney World, and we did the zoo, the safari.
The Animal Kingdom.
Dude, that safari is insane.
Oh yeah, I took my daughter on that. It's elephants and lions. Giraffes.
Yeah.
And giraffes come right up to you.
Yeah.
The lions don't.
No. But it was actually very beautiful. I was surprised.
Okay, so Disney did something. Let's write that down.
You know,
There's a lot of good stuff.
Let's so Disney in the '90s. So that's when I was born, or anything before. But it was. I mean, they made great stuff. Their shows were good. Their movies were good. And then somewhere along the lines, things changed. I don't know what happened, but back in the '90s, all the films and shows were great. Disney Channel, it's fantastic.
I have a couple theories, but I'm not going to my own theories.
We'll
But I like-
both get canceled if we go there.
Yeah.
100%.
Just maybe up the.
Yeah.
Okay. Just get hand signals. We got another person up here in the
I've
front.
got one right here.
Oh, you got one already. All right.
Hey, we're filmmakers. We talked earlier and picked up one of your sabers for our film that we're doing, Journey to the Dark Side.
Right on, thank
I
you.
was curious about your first film being live action and then your next moving to CG, what your decision-making process was like on that, and if you happen to be thinking about going back to live action.
That's a good question. So we were looking at all of the different possibilities, and from the script that I wrote, I think that animation is just going to be more believable, and it's going to hit harder. There's some things with live action that, I mean, unless you have like millions and millions or hundreds of millions of dollars to make it really hit and look good, it's going to be difficult to do. But with this, I think it's going to look really realistic, and it's not going to break any immersion when we switch between live action and like special effects and stuff like that. This is all just one continuous thing, so you'll stay immersed in the whole thing. I've already seen about half of it without music or sound, and I was just drawn in right away. So when you get to the third film, you're gonna notice this is really the way it's supposed to be. Thanks.
Long one, man.
I got one lined up already. Then I'm coming up there.
Then that person.
You got it. Hi, my name is Felix.
Hey.
I love your lightsabers, by the way.
Thanks.
So, if you need to choose from all lore and movies, which one is your favorite lightsaber design and why?
Which one's my favorite lightsaber?
The design, yeah.
The design.
The design. Dude, I mean, Darth Bane's is pretty cool. But I think of all of them, I think Palpatine's is the most beautiful. Badass.
If I was allowed to put my opinion, I was going to
Yeah.
say Palpatine
You too?
is awesome.
Yeah.
Palpatine, I love Palpatine. I love Ian McDiarmid. Have you met him?
Just briefly.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I interviewed him here at the show a couple years ago. He's a great guy.
Yeah, Mike was telling me he was here. Yeah, no, he seems very nice. I spoke to him once. I got an autograph. I asked him if Palpatine purposely lost, and he said yes. So there you go.
I don't think so. I've always felt, I've heard the argument, and if you don't mind putting
Yeah.
my opinion on it, I always felt that he would not have made that risk, because if Anakin couldn't get to him, or if he couldn't change Anakin, he's in big trouble.
I think
To let his guard down and lose his saber in front of Mace Windu, and have that stuff done to his body and stuff like that, because that's clearly done at that part.
Yeah.
That's not him. He hit his face looking like that.
Yeah.
That was done as a result of that. I don't think he would do that. And the reason I know that that's not how he normally looks is because when you see him at the very beginning of the Phantom Menace, he is with Darth Maul, protected by himself, not around anybody, and he looks like he does
Yeah.
when he's the regular senator. So I think Mace beat him fair and square. That's just my opinion, and I could be wrong.
So I think Palpatine actually, and I asked Nick, I'm like, so did he actually win? And he said, that Sidious knows everything. He just basically threw the fight, as Ian McDermott told me, because he's just waiting for Anakin, and he could see all sense all. He knew Anakin was coming. He was waiting for him to come. And then he even went as far as just like letting the lightning just melt his face. That's my vision of it. But then there's also the idea of Mace actually beating him. So I don't really know. That's interpretation. But when I spoke to Matthew Stover, who wrote the novel, he said that Mace beat him.
And I'm sure if you ask Samuel L. Jackson,
He'll say, no, I kicked his ass.
there's no way.
Yeah. But like in the book too, it even explains that Mace was beating him. So, and George signed off on the books. So, then that's that, I guess.
All right, we got time for a couple more questions. I got one right here.
Kevin, if Ian said, he is the emperor,
He is, yeah.
as you know.
Hey Nia,
Hey.
thanks for coming to ICCC. So glad to have you here. You're doing a lot, with Roger Christian and Nick Gillard designing these sabers. Do you have any secret designs for sabers and stuff that you want to see for your company?
Yeah, I actually have a design that I made when I was 11 of my own lightsaber, and I wrote Nia's lightsaber. I'd love to make that.
Sick.
It actually looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Why don't you? I mean,
Yeah.
Huh?
that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Especially since you're when you were 11.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Full circle.
All right, cool. Do we have time for one more question, Longwater? What we got? Longwater.
I'm back here.
Where is he?
I'm over here on the side. I came
Okay.
around, I thought we were done with questions. We have one more question? Does anyone have a question?
What the hell are you doing
Where
over
do you
there?
want me? It's time.
What?
It's time.
I got one more minute.
It's
Go.
time. Let's go, where do you want me?
Right there, right here.
I'm there. Don't try this.
This is my panel, not yours.
So you mentioned that you don't like the idea of characters coming back.
Sorry, say again?
You didn't like the idea of any of the characters coming back. What would your opinion be if they brought back Mace?
Well, I mean, I'm spending over $1 million to bring it back, so. But there's a reason why he's back. You'll see it at the very end of the third one. Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunately we're out of time, but I want to thank you very much for coming. This is great meeting you. And this is, you'll be here for the rest of the evening, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go